Hi guys, this is just a very quick intro as this is quite a long video. Today I'm going to show you my favourite technique for finding good products on Amazon. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you my second technique that I use. This was taken from a paid course. So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. So let's go and jump on the PC and take a look at Amazon. This is the first time I've used this software, so bear with me while we get into this. Okay, so let's move me out of the way first. We don't want me in the middle, do we? Let's put me down there. There we go, maybe a fraction smaller so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Okay, right, so on to Amazon. So just go to the Amazon homepage, and the first thing you want to do is what I call a negative search. So just do the minus sign, and then any combination of keys that will definitely not exist in a product title. So if there's a product called that, well, good luck to them. So in we go, and what that negative search does for me is it activates all of the filters within Amazon. So now on this left-hand column, we've got all of the categories. Well, I say all the categories. We've got the top level department categories there, and then further down, there's also some of the additional filters. There are more filters which will come as we get further down into the lower categories. So the next thing I then do is pick any category that you want. So I'm going to pick one at random. This is not pre-rehearsed. We might find a load of garbage today, but hopefully we won't. If we do, at least you've got a technique which you might find useful. And if you do use a technique and find it useful, please let me know in the comments. Or if you've got a better method that you use, also please share it with us, because we all want to benefit from this. So we're going to head over and pick a completely random one. Let's try and pick one that should be ungated. Let's start with, say, home and kitchen. Okay, so once you're into the home and kitchen category, or whichever category you've chosen, the next step is we want to start applying the first basic filters, which will help us find, hopefully, some good products to start tracking. So here we go. So the first thing I want to do is go to this top right-hand corner and go to sort by and choose sort by featured. And what that will do, that will bring up some of Amazon's best products, the ones that are definitely selling well. So when you're trying to find a product, two of the main criteria, one is it sells well, and one is that there's less competition. So by doing this, we already fulfill one criteria. We know pretty much every product on this page is going to sell well. So our next objective is to find the products on this page that have low reviews. So just before I jump onto that though, I want to restrict the price brackets for these, because at the moment we've got every single price point. So I want to take this down to a price point that I think is an area where I want to be buying and selling products. So I'm just going to scroll down the left-hand side. You have to excuse my throat. I've got a cold at the moment and it keeps giving up on me. So if there's lots of swallowing, that's what's going on. So anyway, back to the price. £20 as a minimum and £40 as a maximum. Obviously, play with these yourself. I wouldn't recommend anything below £15 because there's not enough of a profit margin on it once you've finished importing. So now we have a list of products that we know sell well and a price between £20 and £40. Now the next step for me is to try and eliminate the products that I'm definitely not interested in, but keep coming up again and again in the search results. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick look through and see if any products pop up that I want to exclude. So bear with me just for a couple of seconds while I do that. So just scrolling down now. See if there's any products that kind of are repeat. For example, there's one there. You've got the irons. You've got two irons. I've got no interest in stocking irons. One, because they're very heavy, and secondly, they're electronics. So there's things that can go wrong. So they could have a high return rate. So I want to exclude irons from my search results. So I'm just going to go up to the top, put in a space, another negative keyword of iron, and then hit enter again, and that will remove iron from the search results. Now one thing to remember is every time you put in a new negative keyword, you have to reset your filters because Amazon does not remember them. So sometimes it's better to go through and just put all your negative keywords in first and then do the filters afterwards. So we're going to make it featured again. So there's the featured products, and then we're going to scroll down on that left hand side and put in the £20 to £40 threshold. Now the next step is something most of you will be familiar with. I've got the Jungle Scout extension. Now my thoughts on that extension is it isn't 100% accurate, but in my eyes it's accurate enough to save you a lot of time. So it gives you a very quick overview of the product. I wouldn't trust it 100% and I would never order a product based on the figures it gives me. What it does is it gives me products that I can then track for at least 7 days to see if those sales are genuine and do match up with what Jungle Scout is suggesting. So I'm going to hit the Jungle Scout drop down. And what I'm going to do, I'll make this a bit bigger if I can. There we go, so we can see a bit more of the information. Now the first thing I want to do is just say, look, completely ignore this opportunity score on the top right hand side. It only comes with the Pro extension anyway, but I've seen this number be manipulated by kind of one product. I've seen it change from 4 to 7
by just removing one product from the search results. So don't believe that as a genuine figure. Now, a product that's scored at 4 or 5 could be just as valid as a product that's scored at 8 or 9. So ignore that figure. The second thing is I like to sort my product in the order of reviews. So I start with my lowest number of reviews of products at the top. What I also like to do is extract more than one page at a time, because when you're on these first pages, these products are very, very popular. So there's always going to be high reviews. So if you extract 2, 3, or 4 pages, you're going to find some of the products that are selling well, but also have slightly lower reviews. So just bear with me while I extract that. Jungle Scout takes a minute or two just to do that. So okay, so we've got 2 pages extracted so far, and just going to do a couple more. You've probably also noticed that I've got a few extra columns in my Jungle Scout extension that you don't see on most of the videos online, because not many people know that you can just click on the hamburger menu in the top left hand corner, and you can customize. There we go. When it pops out, there we go, Jungle Scout. You can customize the columns. If you click on columns, you can choose all of this additional information. So I like to have the weight and the dimensions visible as well, because these are very important things when picking a product. So at the moment I've got 72 products extracted. I'm just going to sort it by lowest reviews first again, once it catches up. And okay, so here we go. So just, there's Jungle Scout just lagging a little bit. Let's try that again and get the lowest reviews at the top. Okay, there we go. So we can see straight away we've got about 10 products there, all below 100 reviews. And most of them, or pretty much all of them, are above my criteria. Now, my criteria is 150 sales or above per month. So every single one of them, according to Jungle Scout, is a potential product. Now, my next step is to see what the competition is like for those as individual products. So let's go through them. We'll go through 5 or 10 of these, see what you guys think, and see if there's any good opportunities. So the first one is an oscillating fan. As I mentioned earlier, electronics don't really interest me, so I'm going to skip that. We've got garden string lights, electronics. What's this? An inflatable pool. Now that's an interesting one. Probably quite seasonal, but let's take a look anyway. If you hold the control key, when you click on it, it will open in a new tab in the background. If you're on a Mac, I believe it's the command key. When you click in, it should open in the new tab. So we're going to go through all of these first. Some folding deck chairs, and these are quite heavy, but they might have a high enough price point to have enough profit margin in them to do that. Then we've got the Grow Company. What's that? A travel grow bag. Okay, so that's a baby product. I'm not sure what that's doing in home and kitchen. Brita, so that's a brand. We ignored any brand stuff. Another grow bag. What have we got there? Another inflatable pool, and some more fans. So you can tell at the moment, obviously it's May in the UK at the moment, and it's unseasonably warm at the moment. So a lot of the products that pop up, the fans and the inflatable pools, are seasonal. So when you're analysing these products, keep those in mind, because the demand at the moment is going to be higher. So you track them for a couple of weeks and track them in the upcoming weather, because I'm sure it will cool down again in the coming days, and you can then get a real feel for what the actual genuine demand is like. So these initial ones haven't chucked up too much at the moment, because I believe most of them are going to be seasonal. However, that's not to say you should ignore seasonal products. My first product is going to be a seasonal product. I've decided what it's going to be. I've got samples on the way. So I'm not going to exclude seasonal products. It's just something to always be aware of when you are picking products. So I've opened up 3 of those so far. Now, usually, as you get further down the results, so if I went onto Amazon, and so if I'm just going to close Jungle Scout for a second, if I click down, say we just analysed the first 3 pages, so let's click down to page 4. Let's hit onto page 4 and run Jungle Scout again. Now, as you get further down the category, there's slightly less competition, so there should still be enough sales, but in exchange for that, there's also slightly lower reviews as well. So, although it doesn't seem it on this initial one, but I am in a very top level category. If you're in one of the more subcategories, then you would see a lot more results that were viable. So I'm just going to extract again 2 or 3 pages. Okay, so we've got 72 results from pages 4, 5, and 6 to analyse. So again, sort them by lowest reviews first. I'll wait for Jungle Scout to catch up. There we go. So you can see this time we have probably the best part of 20 products, 15 to 20 products there, that have 100 or less reviews and are selling well above the criteria that I'm aiming for. So again, it was the same process, go through an air cooler, seasonal, pop-up tent. That is probably seasonal, but it's different to the ones we've already opened. What's this? A personal hand blender. That is an electronics, I believe. So again, I'm going to stay away from that. A pull ladder. Kitchen knives. I'm not sure about dangerous objects and shipping, so it might not be of interest to everyone. A telescopic window washing. So yeah, why not? Let's take a look at that one as well. A mini fan, seasonal but very small. Hangers. I've been seeing hangers everywhere lately. I mean, hangers seem to have a huge demand, but how you can kind of give yourself a unique selling point on hangers is difficult. You know, you can probably do different colors or different materials, but at the end of the day, it's a hanger. So, and I also think there's been a lot of YouTube videos talking about hangers. So there's going to be a lot of competition if it's not already there, but coming in the coming weeks and months as well. Let's take it. Just keep looking through. If I'm skipping them, it's probably because they're electronics. Got some helium there to inflate the balloons. No thanks. Washing line, quite big, but that's interesting. You see, that product's got 3.5 stars, and according to Jungle Scout, it's doing over 400 units a month. So, what's the competition like? If that's still managing to sell with 3.5 stars, I mean, ask yourself, how many stars do you normally require to buy on Amazon? Personally, I won't touch anything below 4 stars. So 3.5 stars to me might as well be a 1 star. It's the same thing in my eyes. Let's see what else we've got. LSA, that's a brand who make fancy glasses. Chairs, quite big, and fans again, which we've seen plenty of. We've got there a spray mop. So we've got into the 100 review territories. Now, sometimes I'll go down to the products that have got 150 or 200 reviews, because a couple of products in that listing have 100 or 200 reviews, there might still be another 15 products that are selling with less than 100 reviews on there. So I'll go through them. But at the moment, we've got 6 or 7, maybe more products that we can just take a quick look through and see if any of these are viable. So the first one, we've got the inflatable swimming pool. So we're just going to run Jungle Scout again to see. Sorry, no, what we've got to do first is take the broad keyword of that. So we're going to go into all categories. This one's going to be an inflatable swimming pool. Now, if you're in the UK, you'll know that these are extremely seasonal. I mean, we probably have a couple of weeks a year you'd want to use one of these things. So I'm going to run Jungle Scout anyway, just so you can see the current demand and see what the competition's like. So let's do this. And you've got the default listing, but I always like to sort this the other way around, funny enough. I like to do highest reviews first, then get down to the level below 100 reviews and see if they're still selling. So these with less than 100 reviews are still selling, according to Jungle Scout. There's ones down here as well that are still selling. Now, there's quite a lot of people there. Over half the front page are over 100 reviews, and it's very seasonal, so it probably wouldn't be a product I was hugely interested in. So on to the next. We have the folding deck chairs. So we need to go to all categories. You want to be searching. And what do they call them? They call them garden chairs. Let's try garden chairs, see what comes up. Now, you always want to find the broadest keyword, because that is where the most of the traffic comes from. It's where the biggest competition is going to be. And once you put it in, it's always worth having a quick scroll down just to make sure you are in the relevant terms. So most of them are garden chairs, and most of them are folding as well. So let's run Jungle Scout on that. And again, sort them in reverse order. So I didn't even look at the score, but you can see here you've only got 5 products over the 100 review mark, which seems to be the gold standard. But make of that what you will. There are still products below that, doing okay. If you've got a product selling 130 units a month, if you're making between £5 and £10 on that, that's a good product in my eyes. And if you've got 4 or 5 products or more doing that sort of margin, you're going to be pretty well off pretty soon. So, this isn't a bad product. It's not an overly exciting product. But we'll just keep going through. And what I would like to do is do this in one sitting. So I'll sit here for an hour or 2, and I'll just take this. So if I found this, I'll probably add garden chairs to a list, and that's it. I'll close it and move on. And then I'd come back another session when I've shortlisted, say, 100 products down to, say, 10. And then I'd go through those 10 products in more detail and spend a bit more time on each one to see if it is viable or not. Okay, so the grow bag. So this is a great grow bag. So let's go to all. So it's obviously a baby product, which somehow found its way into home and kitchen. Grow bag. Let's take a look. So you can see these are quite a good price point, considering just material. Most of these are selling for £20 there or thereabouts. Let's run Jungle Scout. Now, I don't know if grow bag, the way it's spelled or the way I've typed that, is a brand. It does look like it's a brand there. So is there an equivalent and you can probably tell by the fact that the reviews are pretty low, and over half of them are selling probably around the threshold that I want to be or above. So what is the other term that we could use for this rather than using the brand term? So let's try it. Google sometimes Amazon will sometimes tell you. So if we took baby grow and see what it suggests. So we've got baby grows with a W, which is obviously the correct spelling rather than the branded spelling. But I'm not sure that's the same product. No, baby grow bag with a space. I want to see if there's other. What we're looking for is to see. Oh, there we go. So they're calling it baby sleeping bags. As long as there are other brands selling similar products with different keywords, it doesn't mean you should rule it out just because there's a brand selling. So baby grow bags. Let's take a look. So there's a few selling there. That one there in particular. Obviously that's from Silent Nut, which is another brand in the UK and probably from whichever country you're watching in as well. What else do we have? So this is probably one I would add to the list as well and come do a bit more research into, look at the keywords that I'm searching, because I don't think I've quite got the right keyword at the moment, and just see what the demand is like there in general. Okay, on to the next. Okay, pop-up tents. Pop-up tent. There we go. Okay, so we've got lots of different ones there. I think it's pretty obvious they're all similar. Jungle Scout this up, see what it says. Again, very probably seasonal in the UK. But you can see this is, if this wasn't just seasonal, this is quite a good product, I think. There's a lot of people with low reviews. You've got people down here with, look at these 4 here, these 3 or 4 here, which have got less than 20 reviews, all doing good numbers, good numbers. So what I'll do is I'd add that to the list, and then I would look into that and see how long the season lasts for pop-up tents. I'd use things like Camel to monitor the bestseller rank, and I'd also look at Google Trends to see when the search terms kind of come up and drop off throughout the year. I'll go through this in my next video actually, which is to do with product tracking and product verification, so I can cover all of those to show you how to find a good product and then how to verify whether it's a good product or not. So yeah, pop-up tents, another one I'd stick on the list. So what's this? We've got a telescopic window washing equipment, as they're calling it. Again, all departments. Telescopic. There we go. There we go. See, Google suggested the correct term. That's Google. Amazon suggested the correct term, which is telescopic window cleaner. Now ignore that. Ignore some of these because the window vacs are different to what we're actually looking at here. So yeah, most of them are similar. These we don't want to go to the culture store. What do we got there? So there's quite a bit of competition. Again, sort these into by review order. But although there's a lot of competition, you can see again there's still people selling with lower reviews. And sometimes when I see this, that the sales are quite spread, I'll extract the second page as well. Because there's a product actually I'm tracking at the moment. I'm tracking 7 products at the moment. One of the products, I'm only tracking page 2 of the product. So I'm tracking 5 products on page 2 because the sales seem to run so deep that page 2 still sells. And the reviews on page 2 seem to be more obtainable to get past those levels. So it's not obviously something that a lot of people suggest, and I've yet to prove it as there is a working solution, but I think the logic is sound. If page 2 there's enough sales on page 2, the reviews are still loads, and you can get to page 2, then if your product's right, your photography's right, and all of the associated stuff is good, and hopefully you will still sell. So okay, extracted the next page. Don't forget to sort it by reviews again, and you can see now. So now we can get a better idea. And what we can see is if you count these up, 1, 2, 3. We'll count that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got 10 people on the first 2 pages with under 100 reviews that are selling above the 150 threshold that I want to be at. So again, this could be a product that I add to the list and spend some more time investigating when I'm not just doing purely product discovery work. Hangers, let's just hangers for this. You can just press A, by the way, to go to all departments rather than scrolling up each time. So hangers. And there's going to be all sorts. Let's have a quick look. So you've got wooden, plastic, velvet, multiple packs of all sizes, multicolours. So people are trying to find a USP, even if it's quite a kind of a boring product as a hanger at the end of the day. So let's run Jungle Scout, see what they reckon that people are selling. So there's probably still room for people to get into this, and this is why it's very popular at the moment, because people are still selling. I've got 32 results here. I'm going to extract the next page. Scroll down again. Oh no, let's sort my reviews. Let's see if some of these low review ones are selling when Jungle Scout catches up. Jungle Scout does not like it when you've got more than 20 or so products in it. It does tend to grind a bit. Okay, so let's scroll down. So you've got some of these products down here which are doing some decent numbers. One thing to be aware of is sometimes you'll see products listed twice, once as the organic listing and once as a sponsored listing. So if they are running pay-per-click, bear in mind that could be inflating their sales, and there's a lot more than you genuinely expect to get if you were in a similar position without pay-per-click. So there are opportunities there by the looks of it. This is what I'm talking about when I was just mentioned a minute ago. There's products that sometimes on page 2 do have enough demand. So there's lots of products here below the 100 review mark that are selling over 150 units. Now, if you can come up with something unique or a bundling opportunity to make your hanger stand out, could do a good launch with some maybe some giveaways and some heavy pay-per-click, you could probably rank quite well. It doesn't seem to be anywhere near as oversaturated as Amazon.com is for hangers, but I can imagine with the coverage it's getting at the moment on the YouTube videos that a lot of people will be jumping into hangers pretty soon. Outdoor washing line. So these are quite a good objects. I want to find out why this is managing to sell when it's only got 3.5 stars. So let's all departments, remove the keyword, and we're just going to put washing line. I guess it's a rotary washing line, isn't it? So I'm going to put rotary in this and hit the Jungle Scout. So there's certainly deep sales. So you've only got two products that are selling less than 3 figures on the first 20 results. So there's good depth to the sales, and products with low reviews are selling well. I'm going to take a look at the next page on this. Once it's finished extracting, still going. Come on, Jungle Scout. There we go. That's done. Sort by reviews. And that's it. So if you saw these results, if you just run Jungle Scout and this is the results you saw, you'd not see a single product with over 100 reviews, yet almost every single product is at the sales criteria that I'm recommending. It would look like a great product, and Jungle Scout's giving us an opportunity for. I might be completely misreading this, and there might be someone who's a better FBA seller that's got more experience than me that will say, don't even contemplate this product. But on the face of it, this looks like quite a promising product. There's good sales onto page 2, low reviews are selling. So I might actually start tracking that myself, you never know, because that isn't seasonal. We know that we're all doing washing every day of the year. So that would have less seasonality than some of the other products we've seen today. And the last one, we have a microfiber flat spray mop. So what's the selling point? Is it the fact it's a spray mop, or is it, well, I've put spray and mop is the second one, so spray mop is the second term, so it must be a popular search on Amazon. What have we got? Sort the reviews. So if you look through the search results from what I've just done on Jungle Scout over the last kind of 6 or 7 products, and you see the way this indicator at the top flicks about. I mean, why is this a 7 and the others are a 4? And you could probably knock this out by taking one product. So you've got one product at the top there that they reckon is doing 58,000 in revenue. So if we just cross that off, because you can click the extra, remove it from the results, and let's see what it does. So that's dropped it down to a 6 straight away. And one of these is a sponsored link, so we can lose that as well. I don't know if Jungle Scout excludes sponsored links from the calculation anyway. But sometimes just by excluding 1 or 2 results, the whole number changes. So try not to pay too much attention to that. In terms of this actual product, yeah, there does seem to be some opportunity there. 2/3 of the page are on fairly low reviews. Some of them are selling. Like a lot of them have got pay-per-click. Just trying to see the difference between them all. Again, this might be something I've spent a bit more time looking into. The price point is around the £20 mark. I don't know how cheap you could really source these. Whether it's one of those products that I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think I'd probably give that one a miss. I may add it to the list and spend some more time researching it. So that's my technique. That's the way I do it. Just one other quick technique that you've probably seen other people do. This is the one that I see it's in the courses that I've taken. You literally go onto Google, pick a section. So we saw a baby product earlier. So Amazon baby bestsellers. That will take you to the bestsellers list. Now, most people talk about looking through the bestsellers themselves and looking for products that have got low reviews. Instead, I like to go to the hot new release section, and then you'll see 20 products there, or 25, 20 products there. Run the Jungle Scout, and this will tell you all of the hot new releases that are actually selling as well. So quite often you'll find very low reviewed products that have just been released, and if they're low reviewed and selling well, that's always a promising sign. But bear in mind that a lot of these people will be doing pay-per-click and giveaways, so that can overinflate their figures. So I hope you found those those two methods useful. I think my method's quite good. It does take a little bit of legwork, but then they all do. I know you can probably you get similar results from using the actual Jungle Scout web app or the viral launch web apps, but I like this version because it's free. There's no monthly fee. All you need to do is buy the Jungle Scout extension as a one-off fee. I'm not posting an affiliate link. I just use Jungle Scout because I think it does save a lot of time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the method. Let me know what methods you're using. And like I say, the next video will be about product verification and product tracking, so we can actually find out whether these products are any good.